Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pakistan EdTech Summit 2021. As promised, we've brought you the best of the best in education and technology, EdTech. We've got a lot of international speakers, one of them being Alper Berber. He's working in gamification. He's one of the pioneers, joining us all the way from Turkey. And he's been working in gamification for EdTech, and he's going to give his presentation now. Alper, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for inviting me into this very informative and valuable event. And it's a very pleasure for me to be a part of this Pakistan EdTech Summit 2021. Let me share my screen with you and continue on that. Yes. Let me introduce myself and my company briefly. I am Alper Berber, a gamification designer from Turkey. I studied economics in university and worked a lot of companies, sector-leading companies, different companies. But while I was working in Granite, I started an enterprise, a fashion app, and me and my friends, and we asked a question. We asked two questions, actually. One of them was, how can our users use our app more? And how can our users suggest our app to their friends or their networks? And while we were searching for the answers, we have met with gamification. And after a while, we started brand new game Turkey in Turkey. It's a Holland company. We opened a branch in Turkey, and also we started gamification Turkey to spread the awareness of gamification in Turkey, because still it's something new here. And I wrote a book about gamification. It's oyunlaştırma oynayarak başarmak in English, gamification, successing by playing. And I lectured in one of the most reputable university in Istanbul University. And brand new game is the Holland gamification series game company. We give consultancy, we give trainings, we make projects, we design games, gamifications, and we have branches in. It's Holland based. We have branches in Turkey that we run it, also Belgium, but we have it's not being represented here, but also in Germany, and hopefully we are going to open new branches in Australia and South Africa. So those are our references, the ones we did projects, we did consultancy, and give trainings. And gamification in education, actually, it's hard for me to separate two terms, training and education, from each other, because it all ends up in learning for me. Because it's both, you get the information, you get the data from a source, maybe from a lecture, maybe from a teacher, maybe from a PDF document, maybe from a book, maybe from a video or game. It's all getting an information or data from a outside resource. But when we say education, it's a learning it's a learning in schools, like colleges or universities. That's why I want to show you two experiences with it, with brand new game in those areas. One of them is MT Challenge. Think about your student times and why we developed MT Challenge. Think about your student times. You leave your family, leave your home for a new one. You move to another city, you meet new friends, you have new responsibilities, a new environment, new atmosphere, and your age is not so mature. Maybe you are 18 or 19. So those responsibilities, those new things may ruin your focus on school and on syllabus. The main reason that you enter the school, it may ruin it. So we try to engage students more while they start the university in Holland. This was made for Fonti Applied Science University. So how we did it? When a new student has started to school, he or she, or with a team, individual or with a team, they build a virtual brand, a company. You set a name, you set a logo, There's the amount they earn, the ranking among other empty challenge brands in the game. There's a market share. You always try to enlarge the share, your share in the markets. And it's a dashboard. You always see your rankings, budgets, the other stuff on those it, and two students try to earn more on this challenge. But how they can earn? How they can earn point or money in this change? Lectures assigns homeworks. When you do those homeworks that the lecturer assigns, and it might be still individual or with your team, you answer that, you complete them. And as you complete them, you earn. For example, a gamification lecture, I gave it to students, I give the lecture, and in the same day, I set an assignment. I say that, yes, today we have talked about flow theory. Let's make a flow diagram of a game. For example, Angry Birds. Make a flow diagram of Angry Birds. As students do this diagram and upload it to our MT Challenge platform, they earn points. And after I research, I check and said, okay, this is correct. They earn money. Time is money. How fast the students make their projects and uploads it, they earn more money than the ones who did later time. So it creates the challenge here. It creates the competency here, because they always try to be on alert to see the notifications as the teacher assigns, and they have to be collaborative and try to they should do their work to upload it. How can they upload their lessons? How they can upload their homeworks? As the homework is assigned, they collaborate on WhatsApp or chats, whatever is appropriate. They discuss, they do their homework and upload on those screen. And it goes like that. For example, in the next lesson, I will talk about BJ Fogg behavioral model. Before the lecture, I can again send a assignment and say that watch this video. This video is about our next lecture, and answer those questions about the video. As students do it, they earn more and they come to my lecture with more prepared about the topic. So what's the result? As the most, sorry for the sound, the most important result is an improved relationship between teachers and students, and also students and the school, and also the students and the syllabus, the curriculum. You cannot measure it, but you can feel it. It's a great, the vision of the change, the eye of the students has changed about the school with this MT challenge. And about the results, 20% increase in exam results. For example, an overall average was 60 points. It rise up to 72 points. There's also a major result like that. I wish I had it in my university also, because I wasn't a good student. But if I had seen something like that, if my teachers provide me something like an MT challenge, probably I would be a better economic student. And the second is this gamification. This is something I made for my lectures. I say this gamification because I didn't name it. Why I developed this, why I designed this? Because students don't like the lessons. They don't like school, mostly. And you, as a lecturer, you need to engage them. It's your responsibility. Most lecturers doesn't feel this responsibility. But as a gamification lecturer, gamification is an engaging tool. The aim of gamification is engaging people. So you have a very responsibility as engaging students, and I'm a gamification expert, so I have to gamify the lesson. That's the how I gamified my gamification lessons in university. Um, you see those profiles; those are my students, old students, ex-students. Firstly, I don't make an exam or any test for grading. Students get graded by their points they gain from this gamification design. So how can they earn points? You see those profiles, their avatars, their faces, their badges, their points. There's a progress bar. As students get badges, this is one of the uh, point earning way. How they can earn point, how they can get badges. One of them is answering questions. I ask a question and I say that yes, who answers this question can get answering badge. They can get it, or maybe they can give an answer to a question from another region. And yes, I didn't think like that. This is a good way of thinking. This you also can get this badge. One way of getting badge is asking question. If students ask questions to learn better, learn more, they can get badges. If they give feedback to improve the overall experience about the lecture, they can get badges. Or recap. If they recap the previous lesson, they can get badge. And I think the most important bit is when they make a joke. If they can make a joke and make people laugh and make the lesson, make the lecture experience more enjoyable, yes, they can get a badge. And the other point, the other way of getting point is my homeworks. Starting the lesson, from the first lesson to last lesson, I make my students to, I drive my students to make a gamification project. And every lesson, at the end of the lesson, I give them a homework about the topic I told in the day. Yes, I talk about, for example, flow, and add this flow theory to your project. As they finish it and present in the next lesson, they get points. And if they don't get it, if they don't bring it, they don't get points. As they get points, the progress bar improves. This can be a little primitive, but it works. And the final project also they get points, and the points from the badges and the points from the homeworks, when they sum up them, they get their grade. You can see this. Their grades on their profiles. It worked very well. It's really worked. The points, the engagement, the attendance of the students has increased very well. And other than that, students has lived that, yes, gamification works. I feel I'm getting a gamification lecturing. I see that I'm in a gamified lesson, gamified lecture. And yes, I see it works. It motivates me. It engages me to do my homeworks, or engages me to go to my lesson and listen more carefully, and engage me to ask question, or engage me to reply the asked questions. It makes students do. It proves students that gamification works well if they can, and they can use in their professional life or private life. That's another gamification project I did. This is on Mural. I also, while I was doing our lectures in physical classrooms, I also used it in physical class, but now we do it online, and we use Mural. No coding cost needed. You make it on Photoshop, or Illustrator, or Canva, those graphics, and do it. Thanks for listening to me. You can also follow me, my brand new game, and my organization Gamification Turkey on LinkedIn or another social media platforms. And if you have questions, I can answer.
Right. Alper, thank you very much. It was a great session about how to make learning fun through gamification. One of the questions that the audience members posted is, can this be done in the local language?
Can be this
Can
in
the
local
solution be employed in the local language? I think you need to stop sharing your screen. Yeah.
Just a minute.
Yes. They've
Uh,
asked,
I
can,
think the one asks about MT challenge.
yes, and also about if this can be done in the local language, the content.
Yeah, of course you can do it on any. For the second example, yes, you can do it on your own language. You use Mural and you design the badges on yourself. That's why you can use any language you want. For the MT challenge, I have to. I cannot give an exact. You can implement and you can use it in English, maybe
Right.
in Dutch, but I don't know. In other like does it supports
Right,
other
but as long as
languages?
it's English, I think it's a good idea. Also, will these solutions be available for students of any age group?
Which one? MT challenge or the both?
MTA challenge.
MT challenge for college students, university students. For the first year of
Right,
college students,
right,
because
and
it aims to make the students familiar with the syllabus with the school as they started.
right. Thank you very much, Alper, for your time. I really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us all the way from Turkey.
Mhm. You're welcome.
Thank
See
you.
you next time.
Ladies and
Bye.
gentlemen, for those of you who want to learn more about the kind of work that Alper Berber is doing, we've shared some links in the description and you can get in touch with us. We'll be doing some more sessions on gamification with Alper and stay tuned for another upcoming case study. Thank you, Alper, for your